back to my channel. My name is Lillian. Okay, in this channel I will be talking about everything related to Korea and Korean culture, and in this video I'll be talking about three very important anniversaries and traditional holidays that are celebrated in South Korea. So the first one is the Korean Lunar New Year, which is also called the Seollal. So Seollal is a very important traditional holiday in Korea that is marked by the gathering of families, the eating of food, performing of ancestral rituals, and even playing of traditional folk games. Seollal is celebrated on the first day of the Korean lunar calendar. So Seollal takes place for some period of days, and it's usually between ending of January and the beginning of February, yes, in South Korea. And in this period, many families travel back to their hometowns in order to celebrate with their families. And in this time, the train tickets, bus tickets, and even the airplane tickets are sold at a very high price during this period. And also, food items are also on the high side during this period. There are some activities that take place during the Seollal. The first one is the sebe. The sebe is an act of bowing down to one's elder. The younger ones bow down to the elders as a sign of a respect to them. And when they bow down to the elders, they can tell them, "Sehe Bob Manu Badu Seyo," which means, "I wish you a lot of luck during this new year." And the elders can reply to them, "Okay, I hope you stay healthy in this new year." And after that, after the bow, the elders can give a monetary gift to the younger ones, and this is called the sebedun. The second activity that is done during the Seollal is the chariot. The chariot is a kind of an ancestral ritual, an ancestral rite that is performed to one's ancestors. So they often do this by setting a table and setting a lot of foods on the table, and they also come to bow down in front of the table that has been set as a sign of a respect to their ancestors. Okay, there are some very important foods that are eaten during the Seollal, and one of them is the tteokguk, which is the Korean rice cake soup. This soup is made using the sliced rice cake, and oftentimes it can contain some meat and also seaweed. The white color of the tteok signifies purity. And one fun fact about eating the tteokguk during the new year is that it is said traditionally that if you eat the tteokguk during new year, that you are going to turn a year older. Another common food that is eaten during the Seollal is the jeon. The jeon is a pancake-like dish that often contains green spring onions or the pa. There are two common types of the jeon, which is the kimchi jeon or the hemo pa jeon, which often contains kimchi or seafood. One other important activity that is observed during the Korean Lunar New Year is the playing of traditional games. And one traditional game that is usually played during the New Year is the Yutnori. The Yutnori is a traditional board game, and it involves two teams and four special sticks. The sticks are usually thrown in the air, and the way the sticks lands on the board decides on how the players are going to move around the board. One thing you should know about this period of Seollal is that it is a very busy period in South Korea, and usually most places are closed during this period. So even if you are in South Korea or you are traveling to South Korea during this period, you should have to plan yourself well. The next holiday is the Chuseok, which is also called the Hangawi or the Korean Thanksgiving. And Chuseok is a period when families gather to thank their ancestors for an abundant autumn harvest. Okay, so Chuseok is celebrated on the 15th day in the 8th month of the lunar calendar. Chuseok is usually a 3-day holiday, and in this time, many families travel back to their hometowns. And how do you tell someone happy Chuseok during this period? You can tell them Chuseok Chabone Seyo. During this period of time, it is very busy in South Korea, as a lot of families are trying to go back to their hometowns, since it's an important aspect of Korean culture. What are the the activities that take place during this period of Chuseok. Number one is the Chare. The Chare is a kind of a memorial service that is done on the morning of the day of the Chuseok. So families gather around to perform ancestral rites to their ancestors. They do this as a sign of a respect or an honor to their ancestors. The representative foods for these ancestral rites is the rice, the harvested rice, or the Songpyeon rice, and also alcohols. One of the main characteristics of the Chaiwe is the bowing, and bowing shows a sign of a respect or an honor to one's ancestors, and the bowing is usually followed by the eating of foods. Another activity is the Baucho, which is the Korean ancestral grave maintenance. So it is very normal to visit the graves of the ancestors and pluck the weeds which must have grown on the graves during the last time, and they do this usually before the day of the Chuseok. Some of the important foods that are eaten during Chuseok are the Songpyeon. The Songpyeon is a traditional Korean rice cake that is molded to be in the shape of a half moon. And also we have the japchae, which is the stir-fried noodles, and there is the John. Let's not forget, it is also very important to give gifts during the Chuseok. And some of the common gifts that are given during Chuseok are the Korean spam gift sets, the fruit basket, and also the meat set. Chuseok is a very important period in South Korea as it is an important aspect of Korean culture. Another very important holiday in South Korea is the Memorial Day. The Memorial Day is a day that is dedicated to the soldiers who sacrificed their lives during the Korean War, and the Memorial Day is usually celebrated on the 6th of June. So how do South Koreans celebrate this Memorial Day? The Memorial Day was declared a national holiday on the 19th of April in 1956, and ever since then, a Memorial Day ceremony is held at the Seoul National Cemetery, and with the president and other government officials, and even with civilians who gathered to pay their respects to the soldiers who sacrificed their lives during the Korean War. As the siren rings around the country, the South Korean flag is raised to half-staff, and Koreans all around the country offer a minute of silence to pray. And also, during the memorial service, the Memorial Day song is being sung. During this day, it is also common for houses or public establishments to raise the Korean flag as a sign of a remembrance to the soldiers or the countrymen who sacrificed their lives during the war. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content related to South Korea, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.